So, today I want to talk about two specific episodes of Rick and Morty and how they relate to each other. The two episodes in question are both from season 7, episode 4, That's a Morte, and episode 10, Fear No More. Now, theoretically, these episodes are night and day from each other. I mean, one's about eating people that have turned into spaghetti, and the other is about a hole of fear inside of Denny's. Apart, these episodes and the themes within them are different, but when you look at them together, they start to take on a new meaning. Specifically, I think the monologue in episode 10, where Morty confronts the villain inside of Denny's, poses a very specific question. The question being, should we be afraid of happiness? Now, the entity says that we in fact should be afraid of happiness and uses romantic love as a cornerstone of his pessimistic views. He says that happiness always has an end to it, and the absolute best outcome we can hope for is a very bleak one. So, what's the point, right? This view is one that I have shared for quite some time, longer than I care to admit, actually. It's still a viewpoint that resides in me at all times, and I believe that thinking in this way is, in fact, the rational way of doing so. I think that's what piqued my interest in this monologue because it resonated with me on a logical level. Is dying beside your loved ones the absolute best you can hope for? Even with the rationality and logic of everything having an end, I think if you're asking this type of question, then you've already missed the point. I think episode 4 proves that in sort of a retroactive way. In this episode, Rick makes it distasteful to eat the remains of human beings by reminding us that they are in fact human beings and have lives and loved ones and dreams and desires. He accomplishes this by playing out the life of a man about to die and letting us all look and gaze upon what that life really was, how complicated it was and full of life and heartbreak and love and betrayal. This is the answer to the question posed in episode 10. What's the point of loving when it will all end? What's the point of happiness if it can't last forever? It's the journey. If at the end of your life you have to ask yourself what the point of it all was, then I'm sorry, you just weren't paying enough attention. You can also look at how these messages are delivered. The entity at the Denny's is cold and callous and doesn't care about anything but the feast of fear, while the vignette of the old man is full of love and nostalgia. I think the creators knew what they were doing here and wanted to show what they thought the right answer was. That even through the rationality and logic of what the entity is saying, there is still a reason to persist. That's because love and life are not rational by nature. It's the irrationality and unpredictability of their nature that makes life worth living.